Welcome everyone. And the hosts today are Rakuten Viber's Chief Revenue Officer, Christina Konstandaki, joined by CEO and founder of MStat, Ion Bedekas. And forgive me as a Brit pronouncing the full names, forgive me in advance. We are also joined by Ionis Petzaninis, who's the Assistant Manager CRM Division at Alpha Bank, Katerina Karapansadou, who is the Customer Relationships Specialist, Leader Marketing, Leroy Merlin, and Anastasia Strongili, who is the Contact Management and My Account Specialist at Nova. So without further ado, I will pass on to the agenda. So we're going to start off with a section from Viber, where Christina will be presenting our section, onto MStat, who will be discussing their part in the relationship, and then onto some of our partners to talk through some of their success stories. So I will now hand over to Christina. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Johnny. Nice seeing you all, or nice meeting you all on this lovely sunny Wednesday afternoon, depending on where you are. We're very happy to have you here, mainly because it's probably the first webinar that we are hosting in the presence of our dear partners from MStat. I have to say that the partnership with MStat started a long time ago. We've been working with them since 2017, bearing in mind that the product itself has been around since 2017. So they were one of the first partners that we had for the Greek market. And over the years, we have managed to build a partnership that is now covering over 200 clients from different sectors and different industries, some of which we have here on the webinar today. Next slide. For those of you that are maybe not so familiar with where Viber is present, with over 1.1 billion users, we are active in over 190 countries. While of course the app is available everywhere in the world, our strongest markets and the markets that we actively focus on are going to be CE and CIS. CE, bearing in mind that Greece, Bulgaria, Serbia, Bosnia, Hungary are very strong markets for us. CIS, Russia and Ukraine, and then Southeast Asia, we're looking at Philippines, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Vietnam. Next slide, please. When we're looking specifically at Greece and Bulgaria, like I said, they are probably the strongest or some of the strongest markets that we have in Central Eastern Europe. The penetration of Viber in Greece is over 88%, while in Bulgaria is over 92%. While looking at the profile of the users, not only do we see an almost even split between men and women, but based on the different analysis and surveys that we did on the audience, we know that a lot of them are tech savvy, meaning that a lot of them make purchases online. Over 61% of them are employed full-time, and they are in the salary bracket the highest. 75% access the app daily, which is not surprising given that we know messaging apps in general are today almost the new browser, to the detriment of a lot of other apps and of course social apps as well. And last but not least, 63% of them rate Viber as essential to their daily lives. This, of course, fits in very well with the idea of utility, with the idea of serving a purpose, with the idea that Viber is allowing you to connect with your family, with your friends, and ultimately with the businesses that you like, which is what we're here to discuss today. Next slide. Why did we decide to have this webinar? Because unfortunately, first of all, we can't meet in person, much as I would like to come to Greece. And I'm looking for excuses to come to Greece. But more importantly, because we've seen over the years a shift of businesses looking to connect with consumers in a direct manner, in the most, let's say, effective and efficient way. If you look at the stats out there, you would see that 7 out of 10 businesses think they communicate with customers effectively. But when you're asking the customers, it's only 2 out of 10 that agree. So there is clearly a disconnect between what businesses imagine as efficient practices and what customers expect as effective practices. Next slide. Of course, unfortunately, we cannot have this webinar without discussing about COVID and the impact that it had on our lives for the past several months now, when not only our physical interactions have almost stopped, or it's not stopped completely, but also our physical interactions when it comes to business purposes have been severely affected. The partners that we have on the webinar today will probably be able to share more of their experience and how they've been impacted by the lockdown. But what is true and what we see effectively everywhere across the globe is that the brick and mortar shops are suffering and a lot of the activity is moving online. This, of course, was a trend that has started irrespective of COVID. But with the COVID, everything that was supposed to take years to happen has accelerated to 6 to 12 months. So the activity is moving online. The call centers had to shut down. So a lot of companies that have call centers had to ensure not only that the teams that they have were able to still service customers from home, but more importantly, a lot of them have looked at messaging apps in order to maintain this one-to-one communication. When it comes to security, of course, data security has been, at least in principle, always a hot topic. But we know in reality that it's only those of us that are very geeks and very tech savvy that we will look into detail of what it means to be secure online. However, as all of us now are faced with an increased usage of a virtual world, making sure that our data is protected is moved from the theoretical domain into the real domain, meaning that it's becoming a real issue even for your average consumer. And from a marketing perspective, and again, this is something that I'm hoping our partners are going to be able to explore later. We all knew that there was a lot of noise. We all knew that companies were trying to get through to their customers through promotions and newsletters and emails and messages and SMS and in-store promotions and everything else. Well, of course, now, given that the physical world is restricted and it is going to continue to be restricted for some time to come, we're looking at even more noise. So what does this mean? Next slide, please. So what it means is that one-to-one communication is essential. It's essential for businesses to be able to not only connect and personalize the approach they have for their customers, for their existing customers, but even when acquiring or looking to win new customers, one-to-one communication online will have to replace the lack of physical interaction. Because while you can't have a new customer walk into a shop right now and see your products, you have tools out there, and this is what Viber is offering. You have tools and platforms that will allow businesses to acquire new users and convert them into existing users. Next slide, please. At the end of the day, out of all the surveys before and even during the COVID, what stands out is the fact that the majority of the customers will expect companies to communicate with them in real time. This was the case, like I said before, but now, given that virtual world doesn't know a schedule, the virtual shops don't close at 5 or 6 or 7. You have, as a business, you have to be available to your customers 24 hours. And if somebody has a question at 2 o'clock in the morning, they expect an answer. They don't care if the answer is coming from a real person or not, as long as the experience is as similar as possible with the experience of being exposed to an agent in the real world. Next slide, please. So this is what we have been working on for the past several years, and this is what we have now enhanced not only due to the virus, but mainly because of the trends that have been shifting for the past years. Viber is looking to offer one communication solution for all the business needs. Because at the end of the day, what we want to help you achieve is a better customer relationship. And what we want to offer to our users is a better and more efficient user experience. And there is a lot of noise on the market, and there is some confusion as well between chatbots and business messages. And we always get asked, but what is the difference? Why should I use a chatbot, or why should I use business messages, or what do they do? It's not only a matter of price point. Because obviously for promoting a chatbot on Viber, there has to be some marketing activity around it. But when we're looking at chatbots specifically, what we have seen as the most effective usage, and it's not only limited to what we have seen, but from experience, what we're seeing chatbots being most effective for is to attract new users. Because a chatbot, you publish it on Viber and you publish it for free. And then with the marketing packages available, you can promote it to the entire Viber audience, which means that the users that are going to be clicking on an ad, the users that are going to be downloading a sticker pack, they are going to be automatically joining your chatbot, knowing that they are doing so. So everything is opt-in. And from there, you have the opportunity with this piece of software to qualify this audience, to understand whether they are existing users, whether they are potential new users, given their preferences, their profile, everything can be customized so that they feel that they have a personal experience when they are engaging with your brand. And once they have become an existing customers, once they have made their first purchase, or they have registered to use your service, then this is where the business messages come in. Business messages is effectively a tool. Simply put, is an alternative to SMS that will allow you to engage with your existing customers. Business messages is not a tool for new customers. And it will allow you to do so in a native environment, meaning that we'll see down the line the features that we offer are more user-friendly and are more optimized than those of the SMS. They are more cost-effective as well, of course. And due to the latest development that we have launched, they even allow customers to proactively contact you with questions and concerns. Next slide, please. In order to summarize and to visually differentiate between the type of messages or the type of or the features available on Viber, we have a table here that is trying to very top line give you the main type of messages that you can send depending on your business needs. We have, of course, the transactional message, which is going to be sent to your customers, be it delivery confirmations, order confirmations, one-time activation codes, account information, etc., etc. This type of message, if it's used with business messages, through business messages, is going to be targeting the existing clients that you have on Viber. Then, of course, you have promotional messages, because even if you have an existing client, you still want to be able to reach out with them with customized and personalized offers. So again, you are targeting the existing customers with unmissable and dedicated promotions. We have the conversations. The conversation can happen through what we call sessions, or they can also happen through the bot. In this case, you're allowing a customer to contact you proactively, but you can also proactively contact the customer and ask them questions and ask for an ID, for example, or ask for a confirmation, or ask for availability, whatever it is that is meeting your goals. And in this case, we're looking at both targeting existing customers, or in some cases, we're looking at targeting new customers if they are already subscribed to your service bot. Outbound messages are the messages that you're going to be sending to notify, to alert, to re-engage with your audience, to the users that have subscribed to your bot. So in this case, we're not discussing existing clients. We're discussing users that have joined your bot that might be existing, or in most cases, like we saw before, are a potential new client that you are looking to convert into a paying customers. And a solution that we're working on for the futures is the calls, meaning that we want to allow your customers to contact you directly through Viber, thanks to our technology, and have a phone call that can be connected, of course, to a call center, or to a shop, or to a business center. Next slide, please. This slide is very quickly summarizing the type of actions and interactions that you can have with the different type of messages. Given that most of you are going to be receiving this presentation after the webinar, it gives you an idea of the examples of messages that you can be looking for. Next slide, please. When we're looking specifically at business messages, so the main purpose, like I said, of business messages is to connect you with existing customers. But the way it acts as an alternative to SMS, it comes from the fact that if you're sending a business message, the way that it's set up in the waterfall, if for whatever reason the message is not delivered on Viber, there is still a fallback to SMS. This is very important because if you're sending an activation code, if you're sending a PIN code, if you're sending an order confirmation, you want to be sure that your clients are receiving this message no matter what. Unlike traditional SMS, however, Viber messages can have up to 1,000 characters, can include rich text, can include images, can include expressive content, buttons, you can send links, you can even send videos. And more importantly, when it comes to the pricing structure, Viber messages are charged when they are delivered, not only then when they are sent, like traditional SMS. So it's not a competitor per se, it's an alternative, and they work very well together because, of course, even with the telcos, we know that there is a need for them to offer a more personalized experience. It's all about making it personal. It's all about interacting with your customers. And for all the marketers online, you know this probably even better than I know this. It's all about providing value to the user experience, and all this in a native and brand safe environment. And we're going to be talking about security a little bit later in the presentation. Next slide, please. This is, for those of you who haven't used business messages before, this is how it looks and this is how it works. Mainly, you have a business info page that you'll see more details on a little bit later that acts like a storefront. So if you have sent messages to your users through Viber before, they have a business info page that is almost like a profile page of a business where you can add information about what you're doing, you can add information about virtual shops, contact details. You can basically promote your business. So they find the business, and from there they can contact you proactively, only if, like I said, you have sent the first message first. And after that, from there, you can start a conversation with them. That conversation can be managed by a bot or by a real agent, or it can be transferred to a real agent if the bot can't provide all the answers. So in terms of user experience, what the client is seeing is the same type of exchange they would have when talking to their family and friends. It's just that behind, it's your business that is replying to them. Next slide, please. Some new and upcoming features, like I said, conversations. So the ability of users to proactively engage with the business is a feature that we have launched earlier this year. What we're looking to do next is to launch a unified channel, meaning that, and this is getting a little bit technical, but for those of you that are existing customers, you know that you have one-way messages, meaning that you're sending the messages to the users, and then the two-way messages where the users can reply. In this case, the user would be seeing two senders. So they would be seeing, let's say, the generic message, and then they would be seeing the support message. Well, we're looking to unify this channel, which will not only improve the user experience, but it will improve your experience as well as a business, because it means that you can work with one API to ensure that the conversation are going. And another feature that has been highly requested for a long time is the file sharing, meaning the ability for the business to send a file through a message, Excel, PDF, and we can imagine this working in a number of scenarios, but also the ability for the users to send files to the businesses. And I can only think for the banking industry, how many times I've been asked to provide pieces of ID or to provide utility bills. This should make things a lot easier because everything is happening through the messaging app. Next slide, please. And last but not least, the security part. I know that you have probably heard that Viber is end-to-end encrypted. Today, for those of you that again are a lot more technical than probably me, you know that end-to-end encryption can take many shapes and forms and can be easily misinterpreted, especially by some other apps. So end-to-end encrypted, it means that we do not store and we do not access any of the information that is shared, either private or business. It's not stored on our Vibers, therefore it's not accessible by any third party. This is extremely important, especially when working with the financial sector, because of course, the nature of the data that is shared is extremely confidential. As a result, we also do not have customer information that we can sell in order to, I don't know, get more money for advertising purposes. That's not something that we do, and that's not something that we wouldn't do anyway. When it comes to push notifications, it's important to notice that the Viber client does not include any message content, meaning that if for whatever reason your phone is on a table somewhere in a public place and you're receiving a confidential message, the people that are around you will not see the content of this message. You will just see a notification. Again, we whitelist only a limited number of IPs, so not domains for each and every business. Everything is end-to-end encrypted by default, so it's not something that the users have to activate as a feature in the app. And last but not least, all the connections with the servers are secure, HTTPS only for both businesses and customers. Next slide, please. So I'm going to be handing over to Ion, who will be presenting to you more about MStat, in case you don't know MStat, and more about working with MStat and Viber.
Thank you, Christina. Hello, everybody. I would like also to welcome you to this event that we're very happy to host together with Viber. It's a pleasure for us to have this webinar after those years that we have been working with Viber to finally reach this point. So, some words about MStat. MStat was founded is a mobile technology company that was founded in 2001. We're based in Athens, Greece. We have been working with A2P messaging more than 15 years now. And since 2017, we were one of the first businesses that had a direct connection with Viber for business messages. Next slide, please. Okay, so why business messages with MStat? First of all, because we have been, as I said before, one of the first companies that joining this program with Viber. But most important, because of our experience, in 2019, we routed more than 100 million business messages for our customers. And all those went through our omni-messaging platform that we're going to present today, and that hosts approximately 200 plus business customers. Next slide, please. So MStat is a mobile technology provider that offers cutting-edge products and services following the constant evolution of technology. you can understand that we're a technology provider founded in 2001. What mobile phones could do in 2001 and what mobile phones are doing today. Um, so we needed to have an agile approach to the technology and follow the trend and the new features that technology was offering. So our product portfolio at the moment, we have basically is our messaging department, where we have our Omni messaging platform that routes the messages. We also have a department for mobile app development. So our developers are working in iOS and Android technologies, native. And then we have, we also do custom development for our customers based on the experience that we have on building our messaging platform and our mobile apps. We also do these custom platforms. Next slide, please. So we're based in Athens, but we have an international presence. We had an international presence even before the agreement with Viber. But after this agreement, it is as if, I mean, whoever knows the A2P messaging market, is as if we had a direct connection with all operators in the world, and we could terminate messages to all the world. So through Viber. So this gave us a big push in our international presence. So we, as MSTAT, we have an international network of partners. We have direct connections with global mobile network operators for SMS termination. We have more than 100 active and secure bidirectional interconnections with established SMS aggregators. And most important, in 2019, we routed more than 500 million A2P messages. Next slide, please. So some certifications and awards. Our partnership with Viber was shortlisted in the Global Awards as with a special recognition. Our international presence was won 2 awards as an international e-commerce and mobile service company with international expansion. Our Omni messaging platform was also awarded as in the e-business innovation category and tech innovation. And finally, we were one of the first companies in Greece certified with ISO 9001, sorry, for quality standards, and 27001 for security systems, for the security of our systems. We give a lot of care on the security. Even before GDPR came to the EU, we were ready by adopting the security certificate 27001. Next slide, please. So, as a service provider, what MSTAT is doing is what every service provider wants, is to improve customer experience. So we are asking you today to discover with us a new world with Viber business messages. Because if you think about it, for many, many years, SMS, in the A2P messaging world, nothing new happened. So we had the SMS that was ruling the messaging business, and suddenly Viber came with business messages to take the market to the next step with rich media. So what we can offer as MSTAT is our direct connection with Viber that offers superior quality, because having a direct connection with zero hops, this gives us more speed, certainly, to terminate the messages, and of course more security. And then there are all the goodies that Christina described with Viber business messages. So we have rich media, 1,000 characters, two-way messaging. There are a number of more, like DLRs, and there's a long list. And what we offer on top of that is the capability within our platform to set your campaign that if the Viber message is not delivered, to have the automatic fallback to SMS. So this gives you a guaranteed delivery of your communication to your customers, either with the rich media or with the good old SMS. Next slide, please. So MStat empowers you to create a totally unique and seamless omni-channel experience for your customers. How do we do that? We have built in-house our Omni messaging platform, and we have combined within the platform 3 technologies: the push notification platform for the companies, the brands that have a mobile app, the Viber business messages, and Rich SMS. With Rich SMS, we mean the traditional SMS combined with a landing page that you build within the Omni messaging platform, and a link that you included in the text that points to the landing page. So in the Omni messaging platform, you can send a push message, and if this is not delivered to the customer, to the end user, then there is an automatic fallback to Viber business message. And then if the Viber is not delivered for any reason, then there is an automatic fallback to the Rich SMS. The Omni messaging platform comes also available as a white label solution for our customers. So this means that any company can become an MStat and can offer the services that we offer, and can have MStat as a technology provider in the back. Of course, if you have your own platform, you can interconnect it through a single API to our Omni messaging platform. Through this API, you can push both Viber and SMS messages combined with a fallback. So you use your own servers and you just use MStat as the pipeline to terminate your messages and do the fallback. And in the platform, we have advanced integrated reports. Next slide, please. So the latest news from our platform is that it has been integrated with Acoustic Exchange. Acoustic Exchange is the XUBX platform of IBM, and this allows this integration allows whoever is using the Acoustic solution to submit messages toward their users. This is a robust, ultra high quality solution which combines the Acoustic Exchange's campaign execution capabilities and features with the capability to have Viber business messages with fallback to SMS. Next slide. So we have prepared a demo for you of our Omni messaging platform, where you can create your lists, build your messages, compose each message in a different composer, different for Viber, setting all the rich media and the extra capabilities of Viber, and a different composer, as you will see, for the SMS. And then you submit and you will see how you submit this campaign to your customers. So let's have the demo, please.
Welcome to the Omni messaging platform. In order to start using Omni, firstly, Viber needs to activate the sender ID for the client, and then we can create the account on the platform from which the campaigns will be sent. We provide the client with a list of the material needed for activation, such as logos, company details, and other required documents. Once we receive it all, we forward it to Viber, and shortly after, the account is activated, and the client can begin using the platform. So now, let's see how it works. The first step is to create the contact list, meaning we are creating the list of contact numbers that we would like to send our message to. So we give a title to our list. This will not be visible to recipients, so let's name it Demo List. Here we have two options. We can either add the contacts manually by copying and pasting, or import them from a file. Now we select the file with the contact list, and we click the Save button. Once we have our list, then we go to Message Composer to compose our messages. Here we have two channels, one for the SMS and the other one for Viber. Let's select Viber. Starting with the Viber message, we can add up to 1,000 characters and every language is supported. First step is to select the type of Viber message we want to create, and in this case, we want to use a combination of text, image, and button. Then we enter our text. We can either type in or copy and paste our text from a Word document. Copy and paste. And from this button, we can introduce any emoticons in our text. Anything we add to the message can be seen in real time on the screen to the right as a preview. The next step is to insert an image. The only limitation to the image file is that it must be square and high definition. Then we have the button specifications, which consist of the button caption, which should be up to 30 characters long. For example, now we will name the button Shop Now. Then we add the URL link to which the user will be redirected to when they click on the button. The next step is, of course, the recipients list. We have to select from the available ones by clicking on the list. It is transferred to the selected ones. Finally, we have the validity period, which is where we can set a time period during which the system will make various attempts to deliver the message. If by the end of this period the recipient can't be reached, then the status of the message will be not delivered, and then the message will fall back to SMS. Validity period is always set in minutes. The maximum life period for a Viber message is 1,440 minutes, that is 24 hours. And the maximum for the SMS is 2,880 minutes, which is 48 hours. If we want to activate fallback to SMS, we simply go to the SMS tab, activate it, and just add the text of the SMS. So once we have filled in all the data needed, all we have to do is click Send. After clicking on Send, there is a pop-up window with a summary of all the information we have entered, where we can make sure we are not missing anything. By clicking Confirm, the message is sent. Let's see an example of an actual Viber message received on a mobile device with the overlay as well as the info button where the business profile is found. Once the sending has been completed, we can see the detailed delivery report in the reports section with detailed statuses such as pending, delivered and seen, not Viber user, blocked, and many more. So this is how we create a Viber message campaign via our omni-messaging platform. Thank you for watching.
Demo. There would be a campaign that would have been submitted to your customer list, and it would have been set with, as we have said, with Viber, and if the Viber message was not delivered to an SMS. So what you can see here is the two versions of the message. On the left-hand side, you see the Viber message that would have been delivered to a mobile. Of course, you can see the big text with more than 160 characters up to 1,000. Okay, the image, the bottom, in the bottom with the link to any website. And then on the right hand side, you have the SMS that would be delivered if the user was for any reason not receiving the Viber message. Then this SMS would be delivered with the link pointing to a landing page. So obviously you can see here the difference between the two technologies, but in any case, you can see also that this enables you to communicate to all your customers, so you don't miss any customer. Next slide, please. So those are just a sample of the brands that are currently using the Omni messaging platform of MSTAT. You can see some international and Greek brands. I would like to point out Alpha Bank, Nova Telecommunications, and Leroy Merlin that are here today with us, and will be presenting their successful success cases right now. So next slide, please. So first we have Mr. Ioannis Petsinis, Assistant Manager in the CRM division of Alpha Bank. So Mr. Petsinis.
Ian, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank you and Viber for being here today, for giving us the opportunity to discuss our case. In peculiar times, I would prefer to be all together somewhere. I hope that this is the first of many webinars or seminars to come. A few things about Alpha Bank, just in case you don't know us, which is peculiar also. We are a privately owned bank with a very large history, more than 140 years. We have a very strong brand reputation for credibility and reliability, a very strong footprint in the Greek market. We have a nationwide presence with more than 3 million active customers. We are an award winner bank for our private banking, our affluent banking offering. For many years, we are the market leader in card issuing and acquiring, and a bank of choice for corporate customers. And based on that, our strategy going forward is to build on our competitive advantage in specific selected customer segments and products. Now, here is where our communication strategy is a significant enabler. In the next slide, you will see that we as the CRM division of Alpha Bank, we are constantly trying to upgrade our communication, to upgrade our engagement with our customers. And what we are trying to do is to use digital channels that will capitalize on this smartphone expansion that we are living, but that will be less intrusive and of course less costly than traditional SMS messaging. For us, the key variables in order to select the channel is first of all the engagement, the deliverability, the open rates, all that we are constantly checking. Of course, the ability to have rich content, personalized rich content for the customer, and the cost. So we have been working with MSTAT for a long time in the SMS messaging. And when Viber messaging was ready for business to customer communication, we started communicating to our customers through Viber since April last year. And now the communication through Viber, we communicate through Viber with our customers for both promotional and informative reasons. It is now part of our multi-channel campaign engagement strategy. And currently we are sending about 12 different campaigns per month through Viber. That means that we will be sending on an annual basis about 6 million Viber messages, and we'll be targeting more than 1.3 million customers. So from these numbers, you can see that Viber is a significant part of our multi-channel campaign engagement. And the reason is that the results we have seen were very positive, as you can see in the next slide. So in the last year and more that we're sending Viber messaging, we have seen that 7 out of 10 of our selected customers are Viber users, which I think it's a high percentage. And the best part of it is that 3/4 out of them are reading our messaging or our messages on a regular basis. That meaning that with the usage of Viber messages, we have achieved two things that are actually contradictory in digital marketing. We have increased the volume of messages we are sending to our customers by 25%, and at the same time, we have decreased our total digital communication cost by 40%. So we believe that Viber messaging for us is here to stay. We will be employing Viber messaging in our communication for other things too. And hopefully in next year's webinar, we'll have more to say about that. So that was all from my part on what we're doing on Viber messaging. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions in the Q&A session that we'll have afterwards. And I'll pass the floor to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next presenter is Katerina Karapagidou from Leroy Merlin, from the Customer Relationship and Marketing Department. So, Ms. Karapagidou.
Hello, everyone. I'm really glad I'm here and taking part to this webinar today. My name is Katerina Karapagidou. I'm a customer relationship specialist leader in Leroy Merlin. So Leroy Merlin is a recognized retail company that belongs to the French group ADEO, and it's a specialist in home improvement worldwide. So specific here in Greece, Leroy Merlin has 7 stores, and we actually are really proud because a few days ago we had the opening of our latest 7th store here in Athens, in the area of Kypros. So going to the challenge and how Viber, let's say we took advantage of its service to pass this. So let's see in the next slide. So I would like to inform you that about 2 years ago, we launched our loyalty program, Leroy Merlin Club, and we had to find the best way to communicate promos and coupons, advantages of our clients to them, directly to them. So we examined the case here in Greece, both the database we had, but both the numbers about the users that Viber had, and it was quite high, so the decision was quite easy for us as well. Let's move to the results of our actions. At the next slide, okay. So we started cooperating with Mstat and Viber specifically, because we had a cooperation with Mstat, to communicate to our members their coupons, but also our promo messages. Due to a complexity we have with the coupon number, the cashiers have to type a really long number. So as we can see in the photo on your right, we used Viber's rich message to have the button that says coupon. So when our members press the coupon, a barcode appears. So it's easier for our cashiers to scan the barcode and take advantage of this discount. That led us to some significant results. We are a very customer-centric company, so we want our customers to be served really fast, specifically in the cashier points. So that helped us to reach 3 times faster customer service. The coupon redeem helped us to increase the basket 1.4 times. And of course, last but not least, a pain point for all companies is the decrease of the cost versus the traditional SMS we used. So the decreasing of the cost by using the services of Viber. That was all from me. Thank you for listening, and I'll be waiting for your questions if you have any.
Thank you very much, Katerina. So now, next presenter is Miss Anastasia Strongili from Nova. She's a contact manager and account specialist.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation. I'm Anastasia, and I work in Forthnet, which is the company that, as you may all know, is the first company that brought internet and pay TV to the Greek market. Today, we are under the Nova brand, and we are a leading provider of combined home entertainment communication services in the country. Our main assets is that we use cutting-edge technology and the know-how of our executives in order to strengthen our multi-play strategy by providing a wide range of TV content services, broadband internet, more fast internet, fixed telephony, energy services, and the short future we will also provide mobile services, not only to individuals, but also to businesses and public services. Next slide, please. So the last about 1.5 years, we faced the challenge that we wanted to find a more effective and efficient way to communicate with our clients about our loyalty program, which is a program that provides our customers, the Nova users, to have better offers and promotions and discounts with our loyalty partners. What we were looking for was a way to deliver the information and the offers and the discounts and all the things that have to do with our loyalty program with a more living and more interesting way. So we started using more efficient and more the Viber way in order to change our style of content with a more friendly and light-hearted style, which was also associated with images with a more funky way. And by using targeted audience and content-oriented messages, we were able to not only analyze the profile and the behavior of the targeted groups that we started sending them that kind of messages, but also to build a base with our clients that they were more loyal to that kind of actions. And the others, we tried and we succeeded to educate them on the importance of the content. So now, after a year after that, we're in the position and we have the chance to tell that we can promote specific offers, specific content, specific discounts, specific information to more and more targeted segments, to people that we know that we have more and more positive action to our actions. Next slide, please. And with our raised percentages, we have succeeded to improve our conversion rates on loyalty codes due to the Viber messages. We have nowadays a steady response rate of about 55 to 57%, and it keeps getting better and better. We have seen also that our subscribers are being loyal because those campaigns are being promoted month after month. They are committed to the Viber business messaging. We have seen a more effective performance as far as getting a code is concerned. That also helped with that we could optimize our content, as you can see in the specific slide. The call to action button also gave us the opportunity to give the chance to the customer to get direct, to go direct to the session where he can get his code. So being more fast, having faster procedures. And talking to the terms of percentages, so we have a steady rate of about 70% of completed requests for code. That offered us a reduction of about 30% in the sending costs of our promotional campaigns. And as we have said before, that loyalty behavior towards our loyalty program gave us an increase of about 35%. That's all from me. I would be glad to have
Thank you very much, Anastasia. All of you, thank you very much. That was really interesting cases.
Great stuff. Okay, thanks everyone. Hopefully you can see me again. I'm not sure, but Zoom has been playing some good games with me today. So we are now moving on to the Q&A section now. We did have a number of fantastic questions that came in on the RSVP. So now's the time for us to start tackling some of them. So I will read it from my list here, and then I'll let the panelists choose who might be right to answer each question, and then we'll go from there. So the first question I've had is, what is the process for setting up a business messages account in the Philippines?
Well, I can answer this one. Well, I guess it's the same as in every other country of the world. So you have to, you can communicate, for instance, with a provider. MSTAT is also present in the Philippines. So you can come to us, and then there is a document that you have to fill in, and you have to send us your logo in a specific format, and we apply to Viber to open a channel for you, and then within maximum 48 hours the channel is activated and you're good to go.
Excellent.
I don't know if Christine has anything more to add.
You're completely right. The process for Philippines specifically is exactly as for all the other countries. You can very well work with MSTAT, and they will use the same setup process that they have with the local partners as well, because ultimately what you're interested in is accessing Viber data and the phone numbers, and matching the phone numbers, and that can be done through MSTAT very easily because it's the same technology at the end of the day.
Thank you both. Okay, we'll move on to the next question that I've had here, which is, what's the key advantage of a business message over a bot messages, since bot messages are free of charge?
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about in the presentation. First of all, bot messages are not free of charge. There is a charge for different type of messages that are being sent. One of these type of messages being bot messages. It's not a matter of advantage, it's a matter of usage and what you as a business are looking to achieve. Business messages are typically messages that are being sent to existing customers with a fallback to SMS in place when you want to make sure that the message is absolutely reaching your customers. So for all the CRM managers, for all the marketing managers that have a strong CRM system and they are already sending a lot of SMS, Viber can come in as an alternative to this SMS. It's not an either or situation. So it's very important to notice we're not saying that you should not be sending SMS. We're giving you a channel where you can send messages that are more personalized, are more engaging for the users, with the security of also being able to send SMS behind. Bots, on the other hand, at least messaging apps can be very well used as a method to acquire new users. So when you want to acquire new clients from Viber database, you can promote this bot through different marketing packages that are available in Viber, and the customers that are going to be seeing the advertising, they are going to effectively become followers of a bot. Another thing that is different is the fact that a business message works with a phone number. So it means that you're going to be talking to the users for whom you have the phone number. A bot works with a user ID. So it's not the same identification for the users, and it doesn't serve the same purpose. Then for the rest, again, we're more than happy to go into details if there are specific questions about case studies and what you're looking to achieve. It's just that don't think that the price point is the difference, because what you want to get is the best experience and the best conversion for the actions that you are looking to take. And the price comes as a complement to that.
Many thanks for that, Chris. Okay, the next question I've had, is there a chance that in the future, the minimum fee will go down so that even the smallest companies can use Viber in their communication? And I believe this is one for MStat.
Okay, yes. Actually, very recently, there was a reduce in the minimum fees currently, the minimum fees are at 100 or 150 euros, depending on the country, per month. So by doing this, we are aiming to attract also smaller companies that don't have so much traffic to join to use this channel. It is important to understand that this is a minimum fee, is not a fee. So if you do more traffic than 100 euros per month, then you don't have to pay the traffic and the fee. It's just a minimum that if you don't do at least 100 or 150 euros per month, depending on the country, then you have to pay a minimum fee. So
if I can just jump in, Ion,
sure.
On the monthly minimum. So what you said is absolutely right. What Ion said is absolutely correct. But more importantly, the way that it works is that, let's say that you send, I don't know, the equivalent of 10 euros of messages. So the monthly minimum fee basically is the difference between the 10 euros and 100 euros. So it's 90 euros. So you don't pay, you ultimately, you use this monthly minimum and you can send messages, and this cost is recouped from the cost of a monthly minimum fee. So you only pay as a fixed cost whatever amount is left between, if the revenue with the cost of your messages falls below 100 euros. If you send 50 euros worth of messages, then the fixed cost is only the difference between 50 euros and the monthly minimum.
Many thanks for that. The next one.
There are some questions that I said I would answer live as well, I think, that were sent in the chat. So
I have one more here, and then we'll jump over to them. Looks like it may be a quick one. Can users who have blocked the account receive messages again if they decide to change their mind?
Yes, they can go in the settings and basically unblock the sender.
Excellent stuff. Another one, which I'm just waiting on. Hi, do you have a client from the pharma industry specifically who can make a call or visits to doctors? In this time of COVID, our industry is hardly hit because we cannot make a face-to-face engagement.
So what I think you mean is, if we are working with pharma clients that are using Viber as a channel to communicate with the patients or with the doctors, if I understand the question correctly.
If the person who asked it can raise their hand, we could confirm. Hopefully. So
either way, what we have seen during the lockdown is that a lot of, let's say, medical well, doctors have chosen to have video calls on Viber with the patients because they couldn't meet face to face. But it hasn't been used as an institution, so to speak, so not as a business. I'm not sure if this is the answer. This is the question, and if I communicate with doctors, the patients to communicate with doctors.
I believe yes. But
well, sorry, just to jump in. Well, this could be a two-way communication, but still, what we are addressing today with business message, or we can address, is text messaging. So,
yes. So calls is something that we're working on for the future. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we are seeing in the one-to-one communication. So, for example, if you know your doctor's phone number, obviously you can have a video call and talk to them. But what I was saying in the presentation originally, what we want to imagine Viber as a platform for is for customers to be able to call businesses as well. And this is a feature that is part of our future developments, where effectively patients will be able to call a doctor from a doctor's info page, so to speak, or business page, and have a consultation as they would have in any other channel.
Okay. That's great. Another one, let me just look at the grammar on it. Can chatbots on Viber be published for free, or would Viber charge a monthly fee?
So to publish a chatbot is free and will most likely always be free. What is not free is the promotion of a bot. And then, of course, there is a fee linked to the usage of a bot and the number of messages, outbound messages that are being sent from the bot. But to publish a bot on Viber, it's absolutely free.
Thank you, Chris. And it looks like the last question here looks like a two-parter. I believe I might be able to answer the first one, which is, will there be a similar session for the SCA region? In terms of, if you're referring to future webinars, then most certainly we're looking at a future set of webinars, and the best thing to do is to sign up for our marketing communications. We send out all information about future events there. So if you want to find out more about us, please do connect.
And of course, in the meantime, that's the second part of the question, MSTAT can help you with the SCE region as well, and can,
yes, of course,
can point you in the right direction.
Okay, we can contact directly.
Excellent. And then the person who submitted the question said, I would also like to piggyback to the request regarding the process of opening a business account. Do you have a contact person from MSTAT who we can reach out to? I'm sure you can help with that, Ion.
Yeah, of course we have a contact person for that. I mean, that's our job. That's what we do. So we will pass the details of, with the reply message, we'll directly pass the details of the contact person to the questionnaire.
Okay, excellent. It looks like we have come to the end of the Q&A section. Therefore, we've come to the end of our session today. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined, and really hope that you found it useful. See both email addresses at the bottom of this slide just here. Please do get in touch. We're happy to answer anything else that you might need from us, any other questions, of course. And we hope to see and speak to you all again very soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.